What is up guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of the Strange Man mode. I hope you're really enjoying the series so far. I'm really enjoying the playthrough in a bit of a unique way and experiencing some of the new stuff that the game has to offer. I've never really progressed using the methods or spots that I have for this series, and if you have any suggestions as to what content you'd like for me to try, feel free to leave that in a comment below. And as a recap, in last episode, we ended up safe spotting a bed at the wise old man's house. We narrowly avoided dying to a pile of rock, and invested time into increasing our crush bonus by +3. And to begin where we left off on the last episode, I'm going to go ahead and begin the Rune Mysteries quest, as it's a prerequisite for the Lost City. So we'll get that completed real quick, and then we'll hopefully have access to that lamp store, and we can finally fish those swamp eels. And there we have it, Rune Mysteries is completed. Let's move on and do the Lost Tribe next, up to 22 quest points. Not too happy about the additional mining XP, as it means we get to skip some unusual early game methods for that, I suppose. We got some more Sage's Renown though, which is always good. And more importantly, we can now get on with our original plan. Also happened to get a unidentified fragment for harvesting. Let's see what this one is. Rock solid. And it's just that some rocks won't deplete. To be fair, it's only iron, sandstone, and granite. I guess in some niche situations it's not too bad, but definitely one of the least interesting fragments I've seen so far. And we quickly stop by Brimhaven Agility Arena to go ahead and get 23 agility for Death to the Dog Shit. A lot of people, more than I expected down here. I think I've thought of a reasonable workaround to my current predicament that will allow me to fish swamp eels, and that is to show the brooch to my boy Misthag. He's around here somewhere. Either way, he does give you a mining helmet. Unfortunately, that does mean I will need to knock out 65 fire making, but for now we don't need to spend our time and money and effort to get 2 sets of ham robes, which would have just been really annoying and tedious, so I think we'll opt to do this kind of method instead. The downside is we do have to get 65 fire making, and after a couple of reclined hours over here at the Shazian area, we're just coming up on 65 fire making. Now we get our light source for the swamp eels. At least we didn't have to go win a Todd, bro. That would have sucked intergalactic levels of pickles. Yeah, also along the way, because we were training, I think legitimately like 35 levels, we picked up 8 chunks of unidentified skilling fragments. I think all or most of these are going to be hot on the trail, which I'm not going to really be interested about, since we're not going to really be doing clues in this league. That is of no interest. While we came down here to the Dogashun Caves, it's finally time for us to obtain yet another obscure weapon upgrade. The Iron Mace has served us well and has helped us to split open the head of one Alcarid guard. We need to swiftly move on to get even a better bludgeoning weapon. That's right, it's time to get an elusive bone spear. Drops like a 1 out of 6 drop rate. We're about to die. Run away from the goblin. The goblin is very scary. But yeah, let's obtain the bone club that this guy is wielding, using it to bash my head in. That'll be a worthy weapon to replace the Iron Mace. And there we have a beautiful bone club that is now our weapon upgrade. I feel like maybe one other player may have used this in 2008 or something. But there we go, look at us boys. We're looking like that Pokemon that used to bash the other Pokemon on the head with the bone. I've completely forgotten its name. But that actually brings us up to a fairly big crush bonus from the Iron Mace. Almost doubling our accuracy, so pretty big upgrade overall right there, as well as offering it some extra melee strength. Well, we finally made it. It took many detours. It took most of my sanity and a big fire making grind, but here we are, finally able to fish these eels without being encumbered by explosions. Let's go, dude. I'm looking forward to getting some of these, as probably the only player since release to actually grind this content. Let's quickly go and get 33 fishing. Wow, I did not think it was going to be 640 XP per catch. That is ridiculously quick. Well, that was fairly quick. At level 33, we do get unlocks further into the swamp. And that means we can fish up some frog spawns, if I remember correctly. Tetra, and can now try and net giant frog spawn. That's what we're going to do next. So more obscure content. We're staying deep in the swamps, at least until level 38. The swamps have been bountiful. We fished up another unidentified fragment for harvesting. Hopefully this is Chef's Catch V2. Oh, that is alternatively also a pretty good one if I'm remembering right. Alright, beautiful. Let's take a look. Catch of the day. Get rare drops from fishing. That is the one I expected it to be. So 1 in 300 for getting a rare item. I remember just before the rollback on day 1, some guy fished up a rune battle axe. So I'm honestly not too sure what can happen when you use this relic, but I'm feeling like I might have that in the 4th slot eventually. And beautiful, we just hit 38 fishing. That means we have unlocked the true potential of the skill. The finest catch can now be secured. We can try fishing the elusive rainbow fish. Wait, what the hell? What are cave eels? Wait, are these different? I thought I was getting the cave eels the whole time. Yeah, more importantly, rainbow fish are unlocked, so eventually I'll be aiming to show you guys the most elusive spot to show them in the whole game. Okay, now we're going to change gears completely and go and do the Black Knight's Fortress quest. Since we require a bronze med helm, I'm going to think of an unusual way to obtain it, and I can think of an area not far away from Falador where I think it might be an interesting kind of spot just to go and grind that out real quick. So the area we've chosen to yoink the Medhelm from is this random area in the woods just northwest of Falador. We got the homie Narf, Cuffs, and like Jeff. How are they randomly just going to call this NPC Jeff? I think he dies first. We're just going to bop him on the head a little bit until one of them drops a bronze med. Once again, due to our attack bonuses or lack thereof, this might genuinely be a pretty lengthy process, but at least we get a fat strength bonus from the club, so it is what it is. Very nice. Killing these brigands has brought our chef's catch up to tier 2. I believe maybe that brings the chance up from automatically cooking fish from a 20 to a 40%. So yeah, as soon as we unlock cooking, we're going to get a lot more passive XP. And that is 40 defense just from killing these outlaws, a horde of goblins, and maybe a couple of chickens. The novelty of not having any attack and strength is beginning to wear off somehow. And yeah, I hope I get this bronze med pretty soon. I'm starting to go a little dry right now. Killed like 40 to 50 of these outlaws. Oh my god, what seems like an eternity later, we get the bronze med. Just for context, we got from 35 to 41 attack with my primary XP drop being 32 XP. So that should tell you how long that grind took, but nevertheless, there it is. We can now do the Black Knight Fortress. On to bigger and brighter things. And there is the Black Knight Fortress quest completed. 3 more quest points, 2,500 coins. And we need about 6 more quest points before we can access the Champions Guild. And Shield of Arav is completed. In the process, we've nabbed ourselves a unique weapon to start ranged training with. We'll be using the Phoenix crossbow. It basically has the same stats as the bronze crossbow, but it looks kind of cooler in my opinion, so we'll definitely take it. Also, shouts out to Seam for helping out the quest. And also we have completed Sheep Herder. That should award a good amount of quest points, and wow, look at that coinage. We almost have 10k to our name. Very beautiful. Now we just need a singular quest point, and I've got a pretty interesting one in mind. So I believe not only are we ticking the box of doing a really uncommon quest, like hands down, I've multiple times left Rag and Bone Man until the very end to obtain the quest cape on more than one account, but we also can slay the creatures in a slew of unusual locations, and we're currently in transit over to the Kebos lowlands in order to find some goblins worthy of killing. We stumbled across this pack of giant rats living out in the open with some bears. That begs the question, why on earth is Reginald camping here with his son? He's gonna contract like typhus or get eaten by a bear. Like, I have no idea what that is, but that's just some poor parenthood on his part. Let's quickly go grab a giant rat bone. Alright, we made it to the backup unusual location, which is en route to raids. As you can see here, we're just chilling on this little swampy area before the Lizard Man zone, and hopefully this area will work, because it doesn't seem as though the level 5 goblins have a skull thing on their drop table, so... beautiful, there we are, my friends. The elusive piece of the goblin anatomy is now ours. Now we're going to be casting some magic on a black unicorn in the heartland of the Relica Forest. Wow, look at that XP for the Chaos Bolt. We're bringing out the big weapons to obtain the unique bone right here. Yeah! Alright, buddy, hand over the bone. Mine now. Very nice. Alright, we made our way to west of Valley by the Makeover Mage outpost. We will be returning to this area a bit later on to do some other obscure content, but for now, we have one thing on our mind, to get some Ramhead. And the Bear Annihilation will be taking place just to the northern side of Feldip Hills. This is the furthest south we've travelled in the league so far. So we out here exploring. And we're heading to the west of Magebag to finish off the grind. There's a few giant bat spawns, and I figured, why the hell not? It'll give it a bit of flavour to do it in a deep wielding. 1 in 4 for the giant batwing. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, crap. We're good. We're good. And that is the Rag and Bone Man Part 1 quest completed. We only cash in on the prayer XP from that one. We have now unlocked ourselves Protect from Magic. But more importantly, that puts us at 32 quest points. We can now go and begin Dragon Slayer 1. And we can get our hands on the anti-dragon shield, which is what we wanted to do all along. Okay, since we went ahead and unlocked the Champions Guild, I feel like it is time for a slight upgrade. Ooh, 2.4k for those plate legs. You know what? That's fine. We'll buy them for now, and eventually we will find a way to get some superior plate legs. In the grand scheme of things, probably a little bit of a waste of money. Yo, we got a league task. It wasn't a waste of money. Nice. Now that we've obtained some upgraded legwear as well as the anti-dragon shield, it's time to complete our overhead unlocks. So I'm going to do some wise old man content, most probably until 40, and protect from missiles. And with 8x experience, it should hopefully be a cakewalk, provided he doesn't choose to send me on a bronze spear crusade once again. And the 10th wise old man tasks has been completed. Wow, 3,200 for that one. That's a lot of XP. With that, we've now unlocked protect from missiles as well. Very, very nice. Tomorrow we'll finish the remainder over at the undisclosed location. Today's a good day, my friends. As you can see, we've been awarded 30 Sages Renown, refunded from the balancing that Jagex recently did, and a bunch of the skill costs that are associated with the league unlocks have now been reduced to half price, which is absolutely beautiful. I have plans to currently unlock Cooking, Hunter, along with ranged and possibly attack, so I think I have enough Sages Renown for all of that right now. However, let's quickly just do Cooking first for 10 points, and we do wish to use that as our prayer training to get the remaining 3 levels. I'm not too sure if I can immediately just get some from the passive Chef's Catch ability down here, and if not, we'll quickly head to the Gnome Stronghold and make some cocktails. So now that we've unlocked Cooking, we can't actually do any Gnome cocktails until level 6, much to my disappointment, so we've come to a less used windmill here north of Ardy, and we're going to go ahead and make some bread loaves. That's available at level 1, and hopefully we don't mess up like skill specs did. I actually remember to pull these controls, feels good. And look at that, naturally, because we had to cook this bread in the most unnatural location, we've stumbled across this NPC. She's literally just here in the middle of the Shazian forest, you know, warning travelers about the dangers. You know, she's like, you know, you gotta be careful because there's creatures roaming about, you know, there's lynxes and hill giants that will bop you on the head. And actually, it's pretty useful advice. I ended up dying to a moss giant in Land's End. Man, look at this shack. This has got to be like the least cooked out location in the entire game. Just to the west of Shazian, and look at the interior, bro. Just some Saradominus monk. I examined the shelves and my man just got like all these bottles of wine. I'm starting to get suspicious vibes, you know, a religious figure with alcohol ploying young men out in the woods. Haven't heard that one before. Alrighty, gorgeous. We've been supplied kindly by Mr. Blurberry. This is the free stuff you get from doing the tutorial of how to go ahead and mix a fruit blast. Let's go ahead and do it. Beautiful. That gets us to level 8 cooking, which is all we needed to do. On top of all that, the components that we can fish up is like 1/3 of the stuff that we can use to eventually create a Baronite mace, which is like kind of a decent alternative for a tier 40 weapon that's slightly below the stats of a rune skim. And beautiful, you know, Camdazal just keeps on giving. We got a production fragment. I wonder what this is. Dine and dash? Let's take a look what that does. 10% chance of getting extra cooked food. I guess later on, you know, when we switch on over to Rainbow Fish, this fragment will be insanely OP. But for an activity like this, banking extra food is not really too helpful, so... Yes, there it is! The Baronite handle, that's 1 out of 3, and an unidentified harvesting fragment right as we end the final inventory towards 43 prayer. The RNG shines supreme on us on this very day. Let's go. And we're just coming up on level 43 prayer as well. That's all 3 overheads now unlocked. Now, it didn't take too long at all. From 40 all the way to 43 was a grind that took just over an hour, and it did really exponentially increase in the XP as soon as we would be able to offer up some of these high level fish. And I'll also be opening up this fragment in just a second. Hopefully that's another tier of Chef's Catch. That's not too bad at all. And that is exactly what we wanted. The Chef's Catch. Up another 500 XP. Absolutely beautiful. Now that we have unlocked the anti-dragon shield as well as protect melee, the whole reason I wanted to do that is because I'm going to begin the Isle of Souls chest grind. I'm currently 32 thieving and I need to currently get level 37. So I'm going to take advantage of the unlimited run energy, and since we're going to be walking past blue dragons the whole time, that's the reason I wanted to get overheads. And the chest is actually really good. It has both a mithril axe and a mithril pick, which will serve as pretty massive upgrades from what we're currently packing, and I feel like it's a good opportunity to train some thieving, so let's go ahead and send a few of these things and see what kind of nice resources we can end up with. Beautiful, that didn't take too long. The handsome level 37 now secured. We've got all the prerequisites minus 37 range to start Spirits of the Elid, and we got hold of some decent loot right here. I managed to hit the 1 out of 50 and get an adamant scimitar as well. We can sell that. We're refusing to use these out of them being far too common. So now that we have unlocked ourselves the cooking skill, got ourselves some overheads, and got 37 thieving as a pre-requirement for the Spirits of the Elid, I'm going to turn my attention to unlocking Hunter, as well as purchasing some gear that we're going to need to eventually train up to level 19. And naturally, I did have to visit this faraway Hunter store all the way in Nada. Support the local businesses. I'll need to pick up a noose wand for my initial method, as well as maybe 2 bird snares. We picked up some box straps from the Isle of Souls chest. Other than that, we might not need anything until we can come back for a rabbit snare. So contrary to most people's starting technique for Hunter of doing that natural history quiz, we are going to be doing things the way my prehistoric ancestors did and catch some goddamn polar kebbits. That's right, at level 1, you can catch these obscure fellas hiding out in these rabbit holes all the way to the northern section of the Releka hunting area. And this is a pretty idyllic spot, honestly. Look at all these humble birds flying around, a couple of butterflies, even this homie dressed in disguise. So let's hunt some kebbits, goddammit. Nice, that was confusing at the beginning, but it only took us 7 minutes. We're up to 10 Hunter right now, and we are off to the next location, the Isle of Souls. Alright, what kind of skilling fragment have these birds bestowed upon us? This is the only thing that makes it worth? Yo, that's beautiful. Another 500 XP to paying respects. We're slowly closing in on the tier 3 bonus. Right, there we are. Level 19 achieved. That was the prerequisite to go ahead and unlock the tropical wagtails. If we just scroll down on the birds menu here. So we are off to the jungles of the Feldip region, and we will need to obtain quite a few of the stripy feathers, as it's the only type of bait that is applicable into the rainbow fish. And that should be the final 2 birds snared. We now have a sufficient quantity of stripy feathers, ending on 36 Hunter as well. Total level absolutely flying up today, and we are about to unlock 3 more skills. So I think for the next unlock I will need to go for some ranging levels for the Spirits of the Elid quest, so it makes sense to simultaneously go ahead and unlock hit points, and then I'll also unlock attack, because if I remember right, there are a few golems to defeat in that quest, all like level 70, so I don't particularly fancy doing that with level 1 attack and bashing them over the head for about 7 hours with bone club. So another nostalgic area back from the Twisted League. We brought some lizard kickers along with us to get some initial ranged training done, and these are fine cockerels. So I think I'll just shoot them a little bit until I get to about level 10 ranged, and then I'll find some other unique region to train on until 37. And I found myself a cozy little spot in order to get to level 37 ranged. I think I'll be sticking to these few giant rat spawns just to the north of where the lumberyard and the North Varrock exit is chilling. We did initially want to go to the spiders a bit further north, but like everyone and their grandma is setting down a cannon there to skip tasks, so there it is. We just hit 37 range. It just took under 40 minutes to get this grind done. We now have all the prerequisite skills for the Spirits of the Elid. However, before we send them, seeing as there's golems involved in the fight, I'm going to go ahead and unlock attack. You know, man, for my attack grind, I thought, you know what, man, chickens always get a bad rap in the beginning of the game. They get slaughtered mercilessly. But you know what's running rampant? These little vermin, yeah? They think they're all cute, but they need to be eradicated. So let's bop some rabbits on the head with a big bone. We're finally getting attack XP. You don't even know how good that feels. I will be back once I achieve level 10. Nice, in the space of a day, their count is well and truly booming with all these new skill unlocks. We've just hit 500 total. We have now decided that we're also gonna additionally unlock strength. That should make the fight in the Spirits of the Elid just a slight tad better. So we'll get 10 attack and 10 strength here. And with that, we have 10 strength, 10 attack. We move on to a new saga in the chapter. That is the life of Strange Man mode. We equip the Black 2H. We leave behind the Bone of Justice, and we begin to cleanse the lands of even more outlaws onto the next training zone. I'm gonna hit 20 attack before starting the quest. And looky here, to the immediate northeast of the Shazen War camp, there's just these brigands that have set up camp. You know, they're thinking they're all cozy, no one's gonna come infiltrate them or bop them on the head. Anyway, we will be training here for the next 10 attack levels. Hopefully this is enough food, but yeah, let's slap down some bandits. Alright, there we have it. Burned through most of our food, but we're now 20 attack, 10 strength. Let's pick up a spear before we head out of the region. Over at Mount Caron, because it can use all the 3 combat styles I think you need to defeat the golems. But before, go recharge prayer, get some more food, and then we will finally get around to doing the quest. Gotta be a patron to all these local businesses, heading up to the Remington crafting supplies store. Pick up the 2 thread required for the quest. Alright, fight those golems took nearly like half a century, more than half an hour of like tedious flicking, but definitely gonna be worth it. We should get a fat ton of prayer XP to complete this quest, as well as some magic and thieving. For that one, what prayer did we end with there? 51! Absolutely beautiful. We can regen our stats over at this statuette as well, which ain't too bad. Up to 40 thieving as well. But more importantly, we have now unlocked the ultimate destination for fishing. Of all the strange things we have done in Strange Man mode playthrough, this surely is going to be the strangest one of them. Not only am I going to be catching rainbow fish, we're going to be catching them in the dungeon where the water spirits are. Blessed by the very gods themselves, on the edge of the world, in a dank dungeon, getting these rainbow fish. And there it is, the raw rainbow fish, a most elusive item that we've been striving for the last few days in the league, has been achieved. Very, very beautiful. And we're going to cook some of them as well. Very, very nice. But yeah, other than that, that is where we will end the video, in a strange dungeon at the edge of the world, catching some strange fish. So I hope you guys have enjoyed episode 3 of the Strange Man mode. In the next one, I think we might do some more combat stuff and try and get our hands on the Baronite mace, possibly grind out some upgrades for mining and stuff like that, but it's very much touch and go, so I'm not too sure what the exact plans is going to be. But I do hope you've enjoyed, and if you've got any suggestions as well for any strange methods, do make sure to leave them in a comment below, and if I like what I see, I might get around to doing them. Take it easy, guys.